Hey guys, Joe Tunney here at Infiniti of Kirkland in Kirkland, Washington, just outside of Seattle, taking a look at the very first Pontiac G6 GTP we have ever taken in on trade here at Infiniti of Kirkland. So the GTP, you don't hear a lot about these, so we're just learning what this car is all about, maybe just like you're learning what this car is all about. And the G6, it's actually the 6th generation of Pontiac's Grand Am that came out in 1973, thus the name change to G6. And you might remember when the G Series was launched, it was launched at an Oprah Winfrey show where she gave away almost 250 of these to all the members in the studio audience, and they had no idea it was coming, and it got a ton of fanfare, and that was a huge initial success for Pontiac. And although the G6 as a product line maybe didn't sell quite as well as Pontiac had intended, this particular car, the GTP, is actually a really neat car. It comes with a 3.9 liter 6-cylinder engine that puts out 240 horsepower and 240 pound-feet of torque, and then they use what's called their F40 all aluminum 6-speed transmission made in Germany to put that power to the front wheels. It actually goes 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds, not bad at all. Let's take a look at this particular car. It's built on General Motors Epsilon frame, and so that Epsilon frame is used both on the Saab 9.3 and also on the Chevrolet Malibu and Malibu Max. The Malibu Max is actually the closest to this G6 and has a longer wheelbase. This G6 actually has a very long wheelbase, 112.3 inches, and for comparison's sake, our G Series sedan of the same period was only 112.2, so it is very, very spacious inside. This was just taken in on trade, so you see a couple of bumps and bruises along the way, but miles in the 50s, so wonderful miles on a 2006. Inside, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit Spartan, but again, this car isn't a lot of money, and to get a 240 horsepower car with variable valve timing and that cool 6-speed transmission, it's not actually bad. And then as I jump in at 6 feet tall, actually I have tons of space. And then it has not only the tilt steering column, but it has telescopic as well. With that long wheelbase, there's actually a lot of room in the back seat as well. Now obviously this slope's going to impinge on some of that headroom, but again, it's not bad at all. Taking a look at the trunk, it's spacious, it's roomy. It's a sports car, it's a fun car, it's a drive fast type of car, but it's still very practical, and lots of space in the trunk for getting away for the weekend or just filling it up with all your gear. Cool lines. It's got kind of a long rear half of the vehicle, again with that super long wheelbase. If you've ever seen a Malibu Max, the Malibu Max body line kind of goes like this, flattens out, and it has an extra extension back here. And so this G6 follows along that same theme, obviously just much more aerodynamically. Let's take a peek inside. Now again, 240 horsepower is nothing to sneeze at. And it has a dual exhaust that sounds really nice. Climate control, it's all digital here. And again, that smooth shifting 6-speed transmission, it's really nice. It's got an electronic moonroof. This particular car is in nice shape. At under 60,000 miles it should be. We don't see them all that often, and perhaps you don't see them all that often either. Even in doing research, there's not a lot of information available about the GTP. But let me tell you, if you get a chance to drive one, they're actually a blast to drive. And even though they're front-wheel drive, they don't handle like a front-wheel drive car. They're just heavy enough and just balanced enough where it almost mimics a rear-wheel drive sensation. You don't get a lot of that torque steer, especially with a manual. Normally when you punch it in first gear, you kind of burn rubber and just feels really loose in the front end. The G6 GTP is not like that at all. It's a fun, different, neat car. It's not very much money, and then with such low miles, your resale value is going to be sensational. A little bit different choice, but a pretty neat choice. And if you have any questions about this particular car or anything here at Infiniti of Kirkland, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My name is Joe Tunney, sales manager at Infiniti of Kirkland. You can call me anytime, 425-821-1600, or just drop me an email at joet@infinitiofkirkland.com.